Welcome to the Life Lab, the space where we explore the messy, meaningful, and often misunderstood edges of being human. I'm Tom, and today we're talking about something that shows up quietly but powerfully, not feeling like you fit in. It's a feeling that can creep in anywhere. The boardroom, the family dinner table, maybe the group chat. You look around and you think, I don't belong here. It's not always loud, sometimes it's just a quiet hum in the background. But it shapes how you show up, shapes what you say and what you hold back. And we grow up with this idea that belonging is about fitting in. It's about matching the tone, the pace, the culture. But real belonging isn't about sameness, it's about being seen and accepted as you are. When you feel like you don't fit in, it's often because you're trying to squeeze into a space that wasn't designed with you in mind. And that doesn't mean you're wrong, it means the space might need to stretch. And when leaders, especially ambitious ones, feel like outsiders, they often respond by camouflaging. They might dial down their personality, their ideas, and their instincts. They become palatable and acceptable. But in doing so, they lose the very edge that makes them valuable. And that goes for all of us. Camouflage might keep us safe, but it also keeps us small. And earlier in my career, I remember going and meeting the exco of my new job the week before I started. As I introduced myself, they heard my accent. They asked where I was from. And when I confirmed I grew up in Greater Manchester, they pretty much all asked me which football team I supported, red or blue. I don't follow either. I don't follow football. But instead of saying that, I smiled, I nodded, I attempted to make out like I knew something about football. I tried to look like I fitted in, but inside I felt excluded. I felt like I didn't belong. And ironically, I realise now it was their way of making me feel included, but it didn't feel like that at the time. And what I learned later in my career was that it would have been better to have been honest. What I might have thought was a failure to fit in was actually a moment to show up with integrity, to not pretend, to not perform, just show up. Awkwardly, imperfectly, but truthfully, because people respect us more when we are our true, authentic selves. So what do you do when you feel like you don't belong? Well, first we can pause, notice the feeling, don't rush and fix it. Second, we can ask, is this space rejecting me, or am I rejecting myself before anyone else gets the chance? And third, find your anchor, a person, a purpose, a principle that might remind you who you are. And finally, remember, you don't need to fit in to make an impact. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is show up as the one who doesn't and change the space because of it. So thank you for joining me in the lab today. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who's navigating their own belonging story. And if you've got a moment where you didn't fit in and showed up anyway, I'd love to hear it. So until next time, keep experimenting, keep showing up, and keep growing.